everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondy Blue, and I am back for another Thank God It's Thursday. Yes. Okay, so in order, we're gonna start with scandal and we're gonna get to how to get away with murder. I just can't help but say it like that. I'm sorry, it's just the way it is. Things will never be the same. That's just the way it is. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, so let's get into scandal. First of all, y'all, somebody tried to blow up Jake Ballard, okay? They tried, but they failed, okay? Because Jake is not your ordinary, okay, I used to be a killer dude, okay? Oh, no. He walked up to the car, looked under the car, saw some shit leaking, walked off, and then pressed the unlock button on his remote key for his car. And went boom, bitch. And I was like, oh my God, command, you are so filthy dirty. Okay, so it is very obvious that Jake pissed somebody off. They ain't friends no more. And yeah, Jake, you know, niggas about to kill you. Okay, so, you know, just so you know. All right. So Olivia gets called away with Quinn to find the president's daughter 500 miles away from her school, half naked, throwing up on the side of a bed. Okay, and let's not to mention that she just had a three-way with two dudes who are no longer in the room. So it's like, what in the fuck transpired here? Huck had to shut down the phone service in the entire area so nobody could be sending pictures or trying to Google her and all of that shit when Olivia and Quinn walked her drunk, fucked up ass out that room, okay? Because she was on drugs, okay? She wasn't just drunk. That bitch said she had got into some special shit, okay? So anyway, they get to the plane, they're on the plane, and she's acting like a little bratty ass teenager, like Olivia is on a job or some shit like that. And Olivia was like, oh no, Karen, you need to understand something. This is a favor, okay? This is not a job. And your job is to go in that house and explain to your parents why you are 500 miles away from your school, okay? You need to go in there and explain that shit. She was like, oh my God, okay? Like, I had to get away, okay? I just had to get away. The Secret Service didn't protect my brother. Okay, I just had to get away and have some fun, okay? So, she's like getting a little beep, 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 little text on her phone or something, and it's a video. A video of her doing what they call getting Eiffel Towered. I don't know what the fuck that is, but if it's two dudes, I mean, like, wouldn't you guess it's like a train or something? Like, you know, y'all always want to come up with a new name for some old shit, okay? Like, what else can you do? I mean, oh wait, no, is that getting banged out, you know, from boat? You know, oh my God. Oh no. Anyway, I'm sorry, I just can't. That's too much, okay? Like, I don't want to get into that because I feel like that's too NRC, you know, 17 or whatever that shit is. That ain't for this channel, okay? Anyway, so when the president finds out, he asked if she was raped, and she's like, oh my God, Dad, really? Was I raped? Okay, let's think about this for a second. I cahooched a girl that I barely know into hijacking her father's plane. So I can go to a party 500 miles away from my school. So I can get drunk, do some awesome fucking weed, and some awesome shit I shot up. So if you don't, like, understand why asking me if I was raped is a stupid fucking question, how about we ask ourselves what I did to them? And I was like, you little slut puppy. Okay, like, Fitz was about to smack the shit out of her. He was about to go down in the Oval Office right quick. But Olivia said, hey, hold up. Okay, hold up. 5. Everybody say 5. Okay, everybody calm the fuck down. She has to go downstairs and get STD and pregnancy tested because that was some nasty shit that she probably didn't use protection for. And you need to calm down because there are some young men out there that still have this tape, Fitz, and we need to get on that shit. And he was like, Liv, I need you to do this, Liv. I need you to do this. This can only be you. Can only be you. You can only do this, Liv. I need you to do this, Liv. And I was like, oh my God, here we go again. Like, there we go again. Wow. They gotta fly, y'all. Oh my God. That's what you get when you be trying to be country and have your fucking door open because it's pretty outside. Anyway, Abby sees Quinn and Huck in my life, okay? Abby sees Quinn and Huck in the White House, and she's like, what are you doing here? And they tell her, we can't tell you what we're doing here. And she's like, what do you mean you can't tell me what you're doing here? Okay, I know that you guys are just the zombie workers of Olivia Pope, but this is the White House, and in the White House, if I want to get two extremely large men to kick your ass up out this building, that's exactly what I will do. Now you tell me, what are you doing here? And Cyrus walks up like, chill, Red, they supposed to be here, I got this. So they go about their business, and he basically lets her know, like, look, okay, there are so many things in this White House that you will never know about, and there are so many of those things that have to do with Olivia Pope. So you need to go ahead and deal with whatever problems that you're having, because she's better than you. She's Olivia Pope. She's always going to be better than you. There's nothing you can do about that. And you might as well stop being pissed off about your shortcomings, okay? Because if you really look at it, does it really look like it's that fun to be Olivia Pope? Just asking. Just asking. Olivia, you smell horrible. Get off me. Smell like shit. You need a bath. You need a bath. Anyway, I'm sorry. My life. So, yeah, she's just running in and out the house, jumping on top of people. Awful. Anyway, so they tried to hide it from Millie. Okay, as we all know, Millie is okay, but she's still walking around the house in 3-day-old pajamas, eating whatever the fuck she wants to eat, you know, smelling, not being very well groomed. She's not doing shit. So when Kara comes home, she's like, oh my God, are you okay? What's going on? Are you okay? Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And she's like, Mom, I'm fine. I just came home to visit. And they try to hide it from her at first. Okay, but you know, it's to no avail, really. Now Karen has to go through all the boys at the party to try to figure out who taped her having a threesome. And I'm like, oh my God, you don't even know their names. You don't even know their names. How can you not know their names? Like, what is that? Oh my God. Whatever. So Ronan is digging into Secret Service Tom's ass on that bench in front of the White House, okay? And he's pissed off at him for not succeeding at killing Jake, okay? And he's trying to explain, sir, he's one of us. It's not like he's a regular civilian, okay? It's not going to be that easy to kill Jake Ballard. I mean, he used to be command. I used to take orders from him. Dude, cut me some fucking slack. But Ronan is like, look at my face. Do you see my face? Okay? It is angry. Okay, but anger goes to hatred, and hatred goes to rage, and rage turns into indifference. And when I reach indifference, I will forget that you are ever one of my favorites. And he gets up and he walks off, and then Jake kind of slips up behind him, and it's like, look, I know you think that him killing me is going to be the end of it, but trust and believe he's trying to tie up loose ends. And he's going to get rid of you. Because you are another loose end about him killing the president's son. Bow, bow, bow. Okay, so that's where we at with that shit. And he asked Tom to, you know, help him take Ronan down. But he don't really seem like he's trying to hear that right now. But he also seems very scared. And I'm like, Tom, but you that boy. Why you acting like a bitch? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, Fitz and Olivia finally have their moment, y'all, where he asks her, where'd you go? What'd you do? Who were you with? You just left. And she lies and says that, yes, I left. I left alone. I needed some time alone. I needed some time to myself. And, you know, he's like, yeah, I'm sorry about your mom. And she's like, no, don't apologize. It's fine. You know, she was a murderous bitch. And she ruined my family. And she ruined your family. And she ruined us. And I'm like, you know, y'all work on my nerves, okay? Both of y'all work on my nerves, because Olivia was getting digged down by little skinny ass Jake on that island all of that fucking time, and obviously it had no bearing whatsoever on how she feels right now. She needs a bath, like ASAP. Her. Yes. Anyway, so in my life, okay, yeah, that helps. Jake goes to Rosen, who is obviously still feeling some type of way about Senator Sparks killing himself. Y'all know last episode he blackmailed Senator Sparks into approving his gun control bill, and he then took a gun and killed himself. Which I felt like David should not feel bad about, because what he did was fucked up, and it just so happened that him being who he was, he got away with it. Sometimes the chickens come home to roost a little later than they should, you know, but it is what it is. You got to deal, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, well, Jake walks in and he's like, look, I need for you to promise me that you're going to put the B613 files out if anything happens to me. And David is in there drinking at 11 o'clock in the morning talking about, yeah, I'm not going to do that. That would ruin the entire republic and it would ruin everything. And he was like, you know what? Okay. Bow! And push his head down on the desk. And he like, look, you going to give me these B613 files or I'm going to snap your fucking neck. Pick one. And he throws it to him like, get the fuck out. And it's like, I hate when people who know they could have got killed or got their ass whooped real quick like to act all hard after they get let go. And it's like, no, nigga, you didn't do it. He could have still killed you. Like, stop it. Calm down. Anyway, so Millie sees Olivia in the White House and runs down the hall. Olivia! What are you doing here? What are you doing here? What are you doing in my house? And she grabs her arm and Olivia gives her the roundabout, bitch, please don't forget I'm a black girl look. Like, bitch. Like, that's the look. I'm sorry. Like, I know the look. That was the motherfucking look. Okay, you can say what you want to say, but that was the look. Okay? And she says, you need to ask your husband why I'm here. And I was kind of like, Olivia, that was some whole shit you just said. You could have said you could ask the president, not your husband. Like, that was some, you know, shit. But anyway, she runs in Fitz's office asking him why he brought her here. What happened? Did they have one of their late night masturbating phone calls and he just couldn't take it anymore and she just came flying over here? And he was like, I didn't call her. Karen did. Karen got in some, you know, serious fucking problems that basically had her doing what they call fucking Eiffel Tower. I had to watch the shit, okay? Like, you should be glad that Olivia came to the motherfucking rescue. She is trying to handle this and find the sex tape and get rid of it, okay? And she's like, no, Olivia's not dealing with anything. I'm the mother. I pick up the pieces. I handle this. You get her the fuck out of my house and I'll handle it. She goes off, right? And I'm glad that Fitz had this moment. And only in Shonda Rhimes land do you write these types of comebacks to these types of strong-ass speeches, right? Like, one person gives a strong-ass speech, and just when you think they've won, oh, no, bitch. Here comes another strong-ass speech to top that one. And Fitz tells her, you know, bitch, you know, I've had to deal with mean Millie, smelly Millie, eat everything that's not nailed down Millie, okay? Like, I've had to deal with bitchy Millie. I've had to deal with every type of negativity that is mustered in your muddy ass personality, bitch, okay? But what you have not been this entire time is a mother. You have mothered no one. You have not done shit, okay? The baby thinks the nanny is his mom, by the way, and you haven't called Karen. You haven't checked on Karen. You've been walking around here with your stinky fucking pajamas on, eating up everything, not doing shit. Meanwhile, yes, I understand. I take some part in this shit. It's my fault she fucked up too. It's both of us. You got that. But I'm running a fucking country here, bitch. I'm running a country. I'm not the sales, you know, person at some fucking Walmart store. Like, I am the president. I am running the United States of America. And you can't even show up to a fucking speech without all kinds of convincing and cahoodling and fried chicken from the South. Bitch, give me a break. And just when he goes that far, she goes real far. And she tells him, sex tape, huh? Like daughter, like father then, huh? And walks out. And I was like, Millie, you dirty bitch. You dirty, dirty bitch. So Quinn chokes the shit out of this kid named Bobby, looking for that sex tape, and Bobby tells Quinn about Tripp, and when they go sit down with Tripp's already rich ass parents, they want to know how much they can get, you know, because they don't know what the running rate is for a sex tape with the president's daughter, but they definitely want to try to get some money for that shit. And you know, Olivia goes to Fitz, and Fitz is like, are you serious? They're trying to blackmail the president of the United States. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm not paying them shit. And Olivia's like, look, at the end of the day, it's best for this to just go away and not come out, because if she's known for this sex tape, she's going to be considered the lowest form of life. She's not going to be known for her charity work or being a president's daughter. She's going to be known for a fucking sex tape. You have it. Pay them the fucking money, okay? Like, just pay them the money and get over it, okay? And So then he grabs her, y'all, and they have this other moment. They finally complete the moment where they have to make out, and he has to tell her that he almost died without her. And she was like, I missed you too. And they make out and they kiss each other, but then Olivia pushes him off and tells him that she wasn't alone when she left and that she was with Jake. He guessed Jake, and he was like, say it. And she was like, I left and was with Jake. And I'm like, oh my God, y'all are so dramatic. Like, either be together or don't be together. Like, either take the plunge, fuck it all, or stop with the bullshit, because this is just getting so aggravating, this back and forth. I want something else to happen here. Olivia get pregnant. I don't know, like something. Anyway, so he takes this opportunity to have some self-pity and tells her to pay the Morgans. When Olivia goes to meet with the Morgans, they ask for more money. So Olivia says, oh, okay. So she takes a picture of both of them, and she takes a picture of the agreement and tells them that they are the scum of the fucking earth, okay? The mama is sitting up there talking about, I mean, you don't want everyone to see how much of a slut the president's daughter is. She gets up and she says, they have lost a son, and you are the most despicable, disgusting people I have ever met in my entire life. They are children, your child, and you would put your own child out there in these streets like that for some fucking money, and you're already rich. You are pieces of shit, and I will do everything in my power to annihilate and assassinate the little bit of character that you have left. And I am the best at it, and you bet your ass I will succeed, and you will have nothing left, and everyone in America will know your faces. It will be etched into the American memory, and they will hate you forever. So please sign these agreements saying that you will shut the fuck up and get out of here, because I don't ever want to see your faces ever again. And I was like, yes, pay them nothing, because at the end of the day, the United States had an IRS rape your ass, okay? They can find everything and anything that you've ever done. Police can aggravate the fucking, make your fucking life a living hell, having the president be pissed off at you personally, like as a family. Y'all need to stop with that fuck shit. Y'all shouldn't even, yeah, if y'all wanted to be greedy like that, y'all should have got the money off the rip and then just shut the fuck up. But y'all trying to do extra. Anyway, Karen is looking all over her room for her phone like a crackhead, and Millie comes in and talks to her and tells her, you know what, baby, let me talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Karen, if you had had sex with 2 boys because you were turned on or empowered as a woman, I would be rooting for you, albeit cringing on the inside, okay, and trying so very hard not to have a seizure, but still I would grit my teeth and I would be right behind you as my daughter. But see, I don't think that's what happened. I think that you're sad and your brother died and you feel numb, and feeling anything is better than feeling nothing at all. And I feel like you made a mistake, but you only get one more pass, because yes, it is so unfair that because if you were a boy, they would be patting you on the back and giving you high fives, but you're a girl, and therefore, dear, you will have to keep your knees closed. So you have one more pass, and that's it. And then Karen asks her mom how she's doing, and it's like, you know, not so good, bitch. Anyway, so an investigator for the Attorney General comes in, because we got to investigate the Secret Service men. The Secret Service men killing people. They letting Karen get out of they range and getting away from them. Like, they wasn't supposed to do that. And the president was real pissed off at Secret Service for their daughter being able to get 500 miles away. Like, how the fuck did that happen? Anyway, so the investigator tells the president that Tom was at Fort Detrick when he was supposed to be at the White House. And the president looks like he starts to put it together in his head, but oh no, let's not forget, Fitz is still a fucking idiot. He has no idea that it was Ronan who set the whole thing up. Tom calls Jake for help because he is being questioned by the Attorney General about his whereabouts in November. So Jake tells him to admit it and make a deal. So when Tom, you know, goes in and is about to admit it, Ronan comes in and takes over the interview and shows Tom all the evidence they have against him, okay? And Fitz stupid ass is standing behind the mirror, still doesn't get that it was Ronan, and Ronan is asking Tom who ordered him to kill the president's son. Who did? Who ordered you? And he was like, you know, Jake Ballard did it. Jake Ballard did it. He was real, like, you could tell he didn't want to do it, but he did it. He put Jake Ballard's name out there. So Fitz gives the order, and they pick up Jake and they arrest Tom. And that was basically all that happened on this episode of Scandal, y'all. So yeah, that's Scandal. Now let's get to How to Get Away with Murder. Okay, thank you. Okay, all right. Once again, Rebecca Connor Rebecca, Connor, Laurel, Wes, and Michaela in the office freaking out when Asher comes knocking on the door wanting a trophy from Michaela. But they're not letting him in, okay? They're ignoring him. They're getting on the floor. They're hiding. Michaela's still freaking out. Connor's freaking out. Wes is trying to, you know, comfort Rebecca's ass. And Connor goes to Oliver's house freaking out about the murder, saying he screwed up, just shaking back and forth. So that was like the flash forward or back or whatever of the murder night. So Annalise is trying to get Rebecca's confession thrown out, but her bail is set for $1 million because like they can't get it thrown out because they can't see the tape. So all they have is the prosecution saying, oh, we have this tape from the police and she confessed, and they won't give the tape to Annalise and her lawyer. So it is Bonnie's job this entire episode to try and get that goddamn tape so they can see and analyze her confession, because if it is determined that she lied at any point during that confession, that it can be thrown out because it can be looked at as coercion. I can't say this shit right now. Coercion. Coercion. Y'all know what I'm saying, goddammit. I don't know why that was so hard for me to say. Anyway, so Annalise tries to convince Rebecca to help herself and explain what happened. She finally says that she didn't kill Lila, but they made her say those things. Wes told her she was being blamed, so you know Annalise is pissed off because she feels like it's Wes' fault, because if he wouldn't have never opened up his big mouth and said anything about what was going on with the other guy, then she wouldn't have confessed. So Annalise is pissed. She sends, like I said, I told y'all, she sends the blind girl Bonnie to get the confession tape. Meanwhile, we have a new client, Miss Marin Trudeau. Okay, now Miss Marin Trudeau is accused of insider trading. She slept with the CEO of Essen Pharmaceuticals, has a whole little sex tape of her getting bent over a desk, and you know she wants y'all to know that that is what Pilates will do for you. Okay, thank you. All right. So they think she traded stock after using personal insider information and that it was a good time to buy their stock. So purchases were made under her ID address, and Annalise thinks it's one of her employees, but she is, you know, the most down-to-earth boss, and most of her employees love her. So she doesn't feel like any of them would do that. She feels like they're her family, and it's like, no, they're not your family. But she tells Annalise to try to get that sex tape thrown out before they go to court, because that shit is ruining her business. She's losing money. So one of the employees is Charmaine, y'all. Y'all remember Charmaine from the Cosby Show and from It's a Different World? Anyway, y'all. So Connor interviews Pax, who is obviously hot for Connor, by the way. He's also Marine's assistant, and he's been with her since the beginning. And all of them are going around interviewing everybody. Michaela gets a ton of paperwork from this blind girl, and all of the people who have, you know, lawsuits against Marine can be obvious suspects, but she's trying to keep Michaela from looking further into the actual company. So Marine is pissed that Annalise has made her employees uncomfortable because, like I said, they're her family, and it's like, no, everybody hates their boss, okay? Everybody hates their boss. That's some bullshit. So Sam is going out. I'm just saying, don't really hate him, but you can't be friends with your boss. It just can't happen. They have too wide of decisions to make to, you know what I'm saying? It's just, it can't possibly happen. Anyway, Sam is going out, leaving a suspicious Annalise at home when Nate is spotted outside retrieving information from his car. And Bonnie was outside watching the whole thing, okay? And Sam comes running outside, and he thinks that Nate is trying to steal his car, but he was like, oh no, I saw a light on. And I'm like, now come on now, you know you was lying. But still, yeah, he wasn't trying to steal your car. But yeah, and Bonnie's parked across the street in a car peeping the whole thing. So Michaela is flipping out about exams and proving to be the shooting star, okay? And the shooting star is the person that has the nervous breakdown first. And Connor goes and talks to Pax and expresses that he thinks Marine made the trade. Then he flirts, and it's very obvious that Pax wants that D. So like most of the gay men in these shows, there's no foreplay. We just pull our pants down and start to the fucking, okay? And then he puts a recording device in the room to record Pax's conversation after he leaves. And Pax calls someone to assure them that Marine's lawyers still think that she did it. So it's obvious that he's one of the people that's probably in on this, which is fucked up because he's one of the closest people to Marine. So y'all know Can. Can is the little cute dude. Khan, whatever his name is, Khan. He's the cute, tall, you know, tan looking dude that Laurel met at that party. Well, he came to try to help out with Rebecca's bail, but Frank was acting like a little bitch and tells him no boyfriends allowed. But he ain't tripping. He gave Laurel a little kiss and then bumped that dude on the way out. I was like, look at Kyle, you don't give a fuck, you big fuck your body, stupid that bitch your ass. Anyway, so Bonnie goes to the cops to ask why the police are investigating Sam if they think Rebecca is the killer. And if that's the case, that means that they definitely want to give up that tape, or I'm going to go to all of the press and media and tell them that y'all are holding one girl responsible while y'all still investigating other people. Bow, what the shit's going on. And saying, you know, because she saw Detective Nate Leahy searching Sam's car, so she wants the tape unedited right now, right? So Maureen confronts Pax about betraying her, and she's about to whip that boy ass. She was real upset about that shit. And he says that she treated him like an accessory. All the shit that he did, his life was about her. And he felt like this was his first opportunity for his life to become about him. Okay? So she tells him, you know what? I'm going to make sure that your weak ass get prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Okay? This is some bullshit. And he actually jumps out of a fucking window, y'all. He jumped out of the window and committed suicide. The look on Connor's face was so sad, y'all. It was really messed up. And, you know, Frank said, now y'all know what a shooting star looks like. And I'm like, oh, somebody falling out of a building. Oh, that's real fucked up. That is really fucked up. Frank, what is your deal, Frank? When we gonna get into your backstory? Somebody said in the comments that they felt like Frank was like a Harrison character. And I totally agree. Okay, I totally agree. It's like because we kill Harrison off in Scandal, we're gonna have to create the same type of character in How to Get Away with Murder. You know what I mean? I'm not mad about it. I actually think Frank is pretty hot. Anyway, so since Paxton killed himself, they don't know who he was working with. So there's more investigating to do. So Asher figures out that it was 3 of them. Pax was the lookout, and the guy who was taking a little cigarette break, another guy who was interviewed, he was the diversion, and the blonde chick Talia that Michaela talked to was buying the stock on Maureen's computer so they could, you know, set her up. So it was a whole little setup thing. And basically what Annalise does is she convinces all of them that the other ones are going to, you know, confess or tell everything that happened, and they're going to get the better deal. So everybody ends up telling, and she's like, prosecutors, you know, lie all the time. Defense attorneys lie all the time. Y'all ain't getting shit. Get out of here. And they arrest them and escort them out the building. And Maureen's like, y'all little thieving ass fuckeries, okay? Like thieving fuckery kids, okay? And they try, and Talia tries to say that Maureen would have done the same thing. And she was like, no, I would have built my own business like I did. Boop, bow, be gone. You know, like that. And after that, y'all, finally they watch Rebecca's tape, her confession tape, and they see that there was a part of the video where she was obviously lying because she looked up and, you know, looked back down. You know, that kind of proves that a person had to think about what they were going to say, which is a lie. So the judge was pissed off and reduced the bail because it proved coercion from the police. Connor is over at Oliver's when he hears Oliver's kind of like listening to the recording from Pax, and he hears that Pax and Connor slept together and that he did something to his ass that made his eyes water. And I'm like, oh my god, like, what was it? So y'all know Oliver got mad and kicked his ass out the apartment with no clothes on. So Wes is waiting for Rebecca to come home after they done paid her bail and she got out of jail. And she's still acting like a bitch to him. And I'm like, I don't like this little bro. Like, no matter what, she still got an attitude. I don't get the attraction at all. Okay? So he is asking her what is on Lila's phone. He must have found something and he wants an explanation. So then we see Annalise with the phone in her hand. Wes went to Annalise's office with the phone and said that he couldn't have given it to her earlier because he needed to gain her trust in order for her to tell him what was on the phone in the first place. So he had to wait. And she understands and she says, I know you needed to make that connection with the client, and that is a smart thing because she obviously needs somebody. So he leaves and she goes to sit down in her vanity and she starts to take off her makeup and take off her hair and just look like her bare self. And Sam comes in and give her a kiss. And she asks Sam, she's like, why is your penis on a dead girl's phone? Dum dum dum. And that was basically the end of the episode, y'all. Like, what? It it was like a picture of his chest from sideways, like you were like that. And I'm like, so you got fronted out. You got fronted out by the kids. That's so fucked up. Okay, like, I don't know what the deal is with Annalise's husband, but he's a rather fucked up character. And I really want to know what Nate is doing. Like, why would he lie to her and then continue to investigate and put himself in harm's way and get caught and shit like that? Like, that's going to have some repercussions that his police, whoever's his police chief or whatever is going to find out about him, you know, searching dude's car illegally. So, you know, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Annalise, boo. What's your backstory? I want more backstory on Annalise, but this episode was still really good. I think it was crazy that that dude Paxton jumped out the window and killed himself. Like, you were strong enough to want to steal from somebody that has been a part of your life for I don't know how long, but you're not strong enough to stand the consequences. You jump out the window like ASAP? Really? That shit was crazy, y'all. That shit was so crazy. So everybody, you know, dying in the episodes this week. I'm just saying, not on Scandal, but I was just thinking about Meep dying on American Horror Story. If y'all didn't see that review, I did that too. But anyway, y'all, yeah, I'm sorry if it seemed rushed, but I had to hurry up and get through the video because I'm starving. But I love you guys, and thank you so much for watching. Please come back for the next review. Love and Hip Hop will be up on Mondays as usual. So, peace out. Love you. Mwah, mwah.